The Mad Rollin' Dolls face their final home season game. The 2016 Middleton High School softball season is off to a strong start, and we'll even talk hunting. All that and much more. Keep watching. Your local sports news starts now. Thanks for joining us for the sports news. I'm Jessa Jeremiah, and we are bringing you first to track and field. We're excited to have Evansville joining us, and we've got Noah, Brady, Tyler, and Austin. And how are you guys doing today?
We're doing well.
Good, thank you.
So we're glad to see you. Give us a little bit of a recap, if you would, just to start on how your track season is going so far.
We're doing well. We're doing a lot better than we have in years past. We're scoring more points across the board. We're scoring points in hurdles, shot and disc, distance, and sprint events. So we're doing better than we usually have.
Well, that's great. Well, hey, it's nice to see improvement. And let's talk a little bit about your strengths in terms of where you stand in the conference. And talk to us about who are the teams to beat this year.
Well, you know, we have a lot of strengths and weaknesses on our team, but our distance runners really have been doing well this year, and shot and disc as well. And not to count our sprinters out, but we have really been really balanced as a team this year. And the teams to beat are really East Troy. They've really had a good year, and so has McFarland.
Oh, that's great. Well, it's always nice to know where you stand in the conference. And talk to us individually, if you would, for just a minute. All four of you, what are your individual events?
Well, I do the 800 and 4x4. I'm on the 4x4 team with Brady. So.
And I do shot put and discus.
I do the 110-meter hurdles and the 310-meter hurdles, and as Noah said, I'm also in the 4x4 relay.
And I do shot put and discus as well.
Okay, so being a part of the team is obviously something that's important to all of you, and working your individual events. Let's talk a little bit about for all four of you again, what are the best aspects, maybe we'll start with Tyler, of going out for track and field at Evansville?
Well, I'd say for me and a lot of the others as well is we're pretty close. We've been friends for a long time. We know how to be serious, but we also know how to have fun. For the throwers, we do Weird Drink Wednesday. Austin's known to have a pretty tough stomach, and so me and one of the other throwers on the team will go to a gas station in town and find the weirdest thing we can find. And the rule is that he has to drink all of it, and there's no dairy or seafood. We tripped him up a couple weeks ago with cucumber Gatorade, so that was pretty fun.
Oh my goodness gracious. I don't want to know what that tastes like, but I'm glad you have that experience. But hey, that's all part of being on a team and getting to know each other a little bit better. So interesting way to bond, but I love it. I think it's fun. Let's talk a little bit about, for each one of you really quick before you go, what's your favorite thing, do you think, as a team of being on the team together?
I think as a team aspect, we bond very well. No matter what events we do, we're always cheering each other on, especially towards the end of the meets. You know, the 4x4 gets pretty intense with all the schools standing on one corner screaming.
Absolutely. Well, you guys are great. Thanks so much for joining us. We really appreciate your report. We're going to be back with more sports news after this. Welcome back to the sports news. I'm Jessa Jeremiah. Earlier, we caught up with Oregon Ice Arena, and here's what they had to say.
All right, back to the ice we go now as we bring in Ben Cowan from Oregon Ice Arena. And Ben, good to have you back. Let's talk hockey school. Little Buggers, what is that all about?
Thanks, Rich. Nice to see you again. Little Buggers Hockey School. So, like we see in the hockey world that kids, you know, they start skating young, but they don't really start playing hockey until they're, you know, that 5, 6, 7 range. So what we've done is we've created a little program, and it's 3-year-olds to 7-year-olds. They come on the ice, we run them through drills, actually teach them like how to skate hard, how to work. Basically like all the stuff that goes into hockey, like becoming a good hockey player. That's what we teach them. And it's really funny too, because so we just started this program a month ago. We do it every Friday night at the Oregon Ice Arena. The first practice, I had a couple parents talk to me like afterwards, like, oh my God, I've never seen my kids skate that much. Like we skated for like 35 straight minutes. I can only imagine that they were sleeping by the time they, you know, got home.
It's kind of like the scene in Miracle, right? It's just again. It's just
like so for all the hockey people, you'll know these terms, but Like I'm having like the little 3 and 4 year olds like do Russian circles, mountain drills, W drills, and it was pretty cute.
You don't have them skating with bags, though, do you? That's
No,
yeah.
well, not yet. Well, we're gonna say that's like the next level of the program.
There you go. Tell us a little bit too. The Capital City Cup. What is that all about?
Well, this is kind of I want to say our monster. So Honest Promotions, we started 7, 8 years ago now with one tournament. That's like how our company started. That's how everything got going. That's how Larry and I became partners. And we've been building all of our programming and everything over the years. The Capital City Cup is kind of like our biggest kind of tournament event that we've done so far. It's May 6th through 8th here in Madison. We're using Oregon Ice Arena, Sun Prairie Ice Arena, Capital Ice Arena, Madison Ice Arena, McFarland, Wanakee, Verona. All those ice arenas will have teams for this tournament. I think we have close to 100 teams that are signed up and registered. Wow. So like for the Madison area, it's the biggest hockey tournament that Madison has ever seen.
Very nice. Speaking of the Ice Arena, how's the Ice Arena doing, and what promotions do you have coming up?
Ice Arena's doing good. We just we're in a little slow time these last couple weeks, but now like our Junior Outlaws program will start hitting the ice here on actually tomorrow night. So we're busy there. Been doing a lot of like cleanup, working on the concession stand, trying to make it just every day, just trying to make it a little bit better and better and better. Big promotion for us right now is the month of April is kids under 5 skate for free. So that includes rental skates. That's every Saturday from 11 to 1. And to be honest with you, like we're doing it during the month of April, but I'm pretty sure we're going to continue it just because it's such a cool thing to see the little guys out there, and brings their families in, and it's a good thing for everybody.
Absolutely. Love it. Ben, thanks for joining us, and we'll be back. We're going to do some baseball and softball next here on the Sports News on Channel 57 Sports.
Thanks, Rich.
I'd like to thank Ben Cowan and our very own Rich Reynolds for that report. We're joined now by Perry Hibner, varsity softball coach, we get to say now, for Middleton High School. Perry, so nice to see you. How are you?
Great to be back. Happy to be here. Thanks.
Good. So, hey, you're off to a strong start this first season as coach. Congrats on that. Let's talk a little bit how your season's gone just so far.
Pretty happy with it. We're 9-5. We actually played Lacrosse Central, who's always a very strong program, yesterday, and won that game 12-1. We played pretty well so far. One of our biggest things is we play very well against the top teams around the area. Sometimes we don't always play our best against some teams that we probably should handle a little more handily. But still got 12 games left in the season, so I think we've got a lot of room for improvement. Absolutely.
Well, congrats on your success so far. Tell us who some of the big players for Cardinals have been so far for 2016.
I'll point out 4. So Rachel Everson, who's been our starting center fielder for 3 years, she's a junior. She's hitting about 470 right now. We moved her into the leadoff spot because she gets on base so much. She's also accepted a full ride to Indiana, Purdue, Fort Wayne. So obviously a very talented young lady. So in addition, we have a new catcher this year, Jessica Parente. She's got 2 home runs, 12 RBIs, batting about .320, and done a solid job behind the plate, and also a potential Division I recruit. She was down in Tennessee earlier in the year. At first base, Shelby Baldwigs hit 4 home runs for us. She's been a 4-year starter. She's a senior now, and will be playing in the state all-star games later this summer in Wisconsin Dells in June. And then finally on the mound, Mackenzie Kopp and Lauren Benke are both back. They were all conference pitchers last year. And they've been solid. They're going to get a little bit better, but they've been very solid on the mound.
That's great. Well, congrats to those individuals. And you made some mention to some areas you could improve as a team, but let's get more specific in terms of strengths and weaknesses. What are you seeing so far now that you're more than halfway through the season?
Well, our pitchers are solid. They don't strike out a lot of people, but they don't walk very many either. So one of the things we've stressed to our team is that we need to be good in the field. We had too many errors in our first 10 games. We had more than 30 in our first 10, but we've had back-to-back games. We lost to Verona on Friday, but we've had 1 error the past 2, so I feel like we've shored that up. And when we're aggressive at the plate, we're a very good hitting team. I think most teams around the area know you can't throw many fastballs by us.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, good for you. And you're part of the Big 8, a strong conference this year. How do you see yourself and the conference as a whole sort of shaking out this year?
Well, we just finished up the halfway point in conference play, and I think 4 of us have separated ourselves from the pack. So Janesville Craig's leading with 1 loss, and their only loss was, in fact, us last Saturday. Verona's 1 game behind them. They've lost to Janesville Craig and to us. And then us and Sun Prairie are tied for 3rd. So again, any one of the 4 teams can win the conference. I think Craig's got a little bit of an advantage, but 3 of us are in the same sectional. Craig actually goes down in the southeast part of the state. So it'll be interesting come WI playoff time to see how things shake out as well.
Last question, Coach. You enjoying your first season as coach for
Very
MHS?
much so. I've got great kids. They work very hard every day. I've got 2 great assistants. Looking forward to doing this for quite a few years. So it's
We
been fun.
appreciate it. Perry Hibner, varsity softball coach for Middleton High School. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Sports News. I'm Jessa Jeremiah, and as promised, we're talking hunting. We're joined now by Eric Rudka and his daughter Grace, and we're so glad to see you two. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
So, yes, thanks for joining us. I'm so glad to get to see both of you. And Eric, now you're the owner and producer for a television show called Wild Ways Outdoors. So no stranger to hunting, no stranger to TV. Talk to us how you got started, both in hunting and also filming an actual TV show.
Well, it all starts when you're younger. My dad teaching us conservation, hunting, and going from there, we just basically went on a TV show. We applied on a TV show, thousands of applicants. We were selected to be in the top 10, aired on national TV, and from there we won. And from there it just took off. We just started filming every hunt. Anything we possibly could, taking our kids out hunting, having them being a part of our hunting experience and showing what conservation hunting is all about. It's not always about the kill, it's about having fun. And going from there, it's just basically been a big ride. You know, we're glad to be doing stuff we love to do. Hunting with Wild Ways Outdoors, we basically took it a little step further, and we're deciding that, hey, you know what, we want to have more local for our state of Wisconsin for our hunting program, and showing what we can do. Having the local people watching us, I think, is a much better than having a national, and people recognize you more and give you more credit, and plus people like seeing local people on TV.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think that's really nice. You kind of keeping it on a local level and teaching viewers at home sort of some of your tricks of the trade, and obviously a very entertaining show. Congrats on your success in getting to this point. I think it's great that you've got your daughter with you. So let's talk a little bit about that. How do you think? You mentioned sometimes you get the kids out there and get them involved. How has hunting really helped bring your family and friends together as a whole?
Well, I'll tell you what, Wisconsin, we have a pretty good tradition in hunting, deer hunting, all sorts of kind of stuff like that. And no different than us. I take my daughter, Grace, and my son, Cole, out every opportunity I can. Not only hunting, but also the outdoors. That, to me, hunting and outdoors goes hand in hand. You basically need to have the right connection for the outdoors. It's not only hunting, it's also going out in the woods, picking up a leaf and saying, hey, is that an oak tree? Is that a maple tree? And my kids love doing that. And I not only do it with them hunting, we also do shed hunting with our dog. We just got a dog, Blaze, and we're training him to do shed hunting. And we take the kids out and we go search for sheds, antlers from whitetail deer out in the woods, and kind of a year-round process, so you get to spend a lot more time with your family and friends.
No kidding, a real, true, full family affair. You get the kids out there, and even the family dog comes for the trip. So
yes, it does.
That sounds like a lot of fun. Now, Eric, Wild Ways Outdoors is not in this market yet. Maybe we'll get you, but where can people see you right now?
Seaway 14, we're going to be on Seaway 14. We're also on, we do a lot of YouTube at Wild Ways Outdoors, Facebook page, again, Wild Ways Outdoors. You can see some of our short clips and that kind of stuff on our website at huntwwo.com. And basically, we're trying to just get our foot in the door and trying to hit the whole state of Wisconsin here, and hopefully CW 57 will take us on.
Yeah, well, it sounds like a great show, and we look forward to seeing more about it. How many years have you been doing this? Have you been hunting as a whole? Can you remember?
I'm getting kind of old.
Yeah, we don't have to date yourself, but
I've been hunting since probably 11 years old. I've been hunting a good 25 years, and it just kind of progressed. Squirrel hunting, little rabbit hunting, and all of a sudden, we got deer hunting, and I really fell in love with deer hunting. To me, there's nothing better than shooting a nice buck, whether it's your first deer or your 20th deer, to me, it never changes. It's always that rush you get, you know, and it just makes a guy feel good when you're out there with nature. And it's been a long time going, but I wouldn't trade it for the world.
There's a lot more that goes into it in terms of, you know, like you said, being part of the outdoors, and there's a big experience component there, and obviously a family component for you too, so I think that's great. Grace, what do you think of all this? Your dad's out hunting, you're getting the opportunity to learn from him straight from his footsteps. It's got to be pretty cool that your dad's on TV.
Yes, it's very cool.
Very cool.
Yes, being...
But you get to be on TV too, though, right?
And now,
Yeah.
there you go. No, we got you on in our market. So, well,
We've been filming them for a while, so I got quite a few hunts of them too. So we're hoping to get them in the market too.
That's wonderful. Well, we'll hope to take on the whole family. Eric and Grace Rudka, thank you so much. These two are from Wild Ways Outdoors. We appreciate your time.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll be back with more sports news brought to you in part by the Red Zone Sports Bar in downtown Madison. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Let's stay on the diamond as we go from baseball to softball. As Jeremy Kruk, the captain of Crushing It Softball, is here right now. And Jeremy, thanks for joining us. Talk about your team a little bit. The team name itself, where did that come from?
I'm Crushing It. It's a Brad Paisley song. So the team travels a lot, plays a lot of country music, blasting at the thing. And when we sat down and named it, it fit with softball. So we went with Crushing It.
You end up talking about how you have to travel a lot. So how many tournaments do you play, and where do you have to travel to?
Our tournament team plays approximately 20 to 25 in a given summer, and we travel anywhere as north as like Lacrosse area. You know, we'll go down south to, you know, Monticello, Montello. We'll kind of go all over. Go all the way to Avoca, and then we've made trips kind of over in the Milwaukee area. So we play all over the place.
Excellent. So now a team like that, of course, always looking for sponsors. Who sponsors you guys, and exactly what does a sponsor do for you guys?
Sure. Crushing It's got 3 sponsors. Red Mouse is our primary sponsor. It's a bar and grill out in the west side of Madison. Then we also have a construction company, Crook Brothers Construction and Painting Company sponsors us. And we're also sponsored by Two Gingers Irish Whiskey.
Nice.
Sponsor really, they pay for us to, some of the little things for us like tents and speakers and things like that. They also pay for our entry into all the tournaments that we play in a given year.
Two Gingers, okay, I kind of like that name too. So what nights a week does Red Mouse run softball leagues?
The Red Mouse is running a co-ed league Monday nights. They're still looking for some teams. They also run a men's league on Thursday nights and a men's league on Wednesday nights as well.
Okay, so now how many tournaments are you running over there, or is the Red Mouse running, and then when are they?
The Red Mouse runs about 4 tournaments in a given year, and they're from competitive to rec, and they have co-ed as well. I know they run 4, and the first one is starting April 22nd as a men's tournament.
Okay, very good. And so now let's talk about like your team specifically. How long has your team been together, and then how long have you been playing softball personally?
We're a new team. This is technically our first year under Crushing It. We kind of assembled halfway through last year and played in a couple tournaments, and this year we actually officially got together and are running a full season. I've been playing since college really. I never played baseball in high school or any of that kind of stuff, so I've been playing since about college, so 10 years or so.
Okay, so now how competitive are these games? Because a lot of people think, okay, softball, and it's just a lot of beer drinking. Is there that, or are we going pretty competitive here?
Our team, there's a lot of beer drinking.
Excellent.
It is a very, very competitive, very, very competitive. There is rec teams and there are competitive teams, and there's kind of a mix of everything. So it depends on what level you're at. There's quite a bit to do.
Very cool. Jeremy, good luck on a good season for you. And thanks for joining us. We'll be back with more right here in the Sports News on Channel 57 Sports.
Joining us now to talk lacrosse, we've got Jamie Hansen from the Madison Area Lacrosse Association. Thanks so much for joining us today, Jamie.
Oh, it's great to be here.
So, coach, I should call you. What level do you coach? And talk to us a little bit about how your season as a whole is going so far. Give us a little bit of a recap.
Well, sure, Jessa. So I coach for the Sauk Prairie Lacrosse Association out of Prairie du Sac. I also coach for the War Eagle program, which is for U15 level, and that's a combination of Wanakee, Middleton, Sauk Prairie, other areas. Season's going great. Kids are having a blast, and we're really having a great time.
Good for you. And what a great sport for kids to get involved with. And let's talk a little bit about that. Team sports in general are of great benefits to kids and have an important impact. Tell us your take on this.
Well, team sports, I've been playing team sports my whole life, and I'll tell you, there is no greater means of teaching youth the importance of being a team player, of playing your role, and understanding the importance of depending on your friends and your teammates to get ahead and succeed. There's no better way to send a youth into the adult world without having that kind of ability. It's very important.
Absolutely. Great life lessons and life skills to be learned. And you can actually get started in lacrosse at a relatively young age, if I'm not mistaken. Talk to us a little bit about what opportunities exist for grade school or middle school age children.
Sure. Boy, you hit the nail on the head. You can start lacrosse very early. We have teams that start at the U9 level. My own son started when he was in kindergarten. We see that quite a bit. The age span in U9, because the rules are really geared towards safe play, they can start at a very early age without getting injured at all. It goes U9, U11, U13, U15, and then we move up into JV and varsity in high school. So, I mean, there's really opportunities for any kid at any age level to come and play.
Yeah, absolutely. What a great sport to get involved in, and the ability to get involved young, I think, is wonderful. But let's talk a little bit about the difference about lacrosse specifically, starting from that real young age. What differs from the high school level?
Really it's the competitiveness. When you get into high school, there's a lot more of the competitiveness you'd see in other sports, football, basketball, for example. Youth lacrosse is a unique sport. It really is, because the emphasis on having fun is really the key. It's the most important part of the sport. There are several times where if you have one team that's very strong and a team that's not as strong, we will actually split up, add players from one team to the other, disregard what the actual standings are, and just have a good time and make sure everybody leaves the field with a smile. You just don't see that in other sports.
Absolutely. Well, boy, our time goes really fast, Jamie, but we appreciate you joining us. This is Jamie Hansen from the Madison Area Lacrosse Association, and we appreciate you being with us.
No, thank you for having me.
Thanks for joining us for the sports news, and a special thank you to the Red Zone Sports Bar in downtown Madison for supporting youth athletics. For sports, music, and the best pub grub in town, visit the Red Zone. I'm Jessa Jeremiah for the sports news. Please join us next time.